Let me tell you about the day a neighborhood rule enforcer went way too far and pepper sprayed a woman at her own pool, only to discover her husband had just come home from the army. Yeah, that happened. I was there. Well, not in the front row, but close enough to feel the blast of chaos that blew the lid off a quiet Saturday in Plano, Texas. You know those late afternoons where the sun just won't quit, the pool smells like sunscreen, and you swear everyone's just counting down to barbecue time? That was the vibe. Kids cannonballing, parents half asleep on lounge chairs, and a kind of soft, lazy buzz in the air. Then, out of nowhere, "Ma'am, do you live here?" Just like that, all the background noise dropped out. Sharon Whitfield was standing at the pool gate, one hand on her hip, the other wrapped around this giant tote bag like it held all the power in the world. She was staring down Monica Reed, who'd just breezed in wearing a summer dress and that tired but hopeful look you only get after a week of too many deadlines. Monica had her pool pass tucked in her bag. Gate scanned her just fine. She lived here, paid her dues, knew half the faces by sight. She was just hoping to snag a couple hours of peace before dinner. But Sharon blocked her. "I asked you, do you live here?" Louder this time, making sure everybody within earshot heard the question. Monica just blinked, surprised, probably thinking, "Are we really doing this right now?" Around the pool, people started paying attention. A couple moms went real quiet. One dad whispered something to his kid and gave Sharon that look, the one that says, "Please not today." Monica answered, "Come as you like." "Yes, I live here. 2780 Willow Glen. My card worked." "Is there a problem?" You could see Sharon gearing up, like she'd just caught a shoplifter. "Sometimes people sneak in. You don't look familiar." Monica's face did this thing, like she was trying to decide if this was worth a fight. "What do you mean by that?" she asked. But Sharon just squared her shoulders. "I'm on the HOA board. Only residents use this pool. I'll need to see ID." You could feel the mood shift. Monica's fingers tightened around her towel. She was cornered, and not just physically. There was a weird tension now, like everyone was wondering if they were about to see a show. Monica could have flashed her license, but why should she? Why her, when everybody else just strolled past? "Look, I don't owe you anything. If the HOA wants to check IDs, they can make a rule for everyone, not just me," Monica said, her voice steely but still respectful. That's when Sharon reached into her tote bag, a man by the shallow, and muttered, "You've got to be kidding me." When Sharon pulled out the pepper spray, the whole pool gasped. "Yeah, pepper spray." Monica didn't back down. "Put that away. This is going too far," she said, voice low. But Sharon wasn't having it. Her voice rang out, echoing off the water. "If you don't leave right now, I'll use it. You're not supposed to be here, and I don't care what excuse you give." People were frozen, phones out, everyone watching to see who would blink first. Sharon stepped forward, canister up. Monica didn't move. She'd lived here 6 years, paid her dues, walked these sidewalks, waved to these neighbors. Now she was being treated like a trespasser in her own community. Sharon's voice got shrill. "If she really lives here, why not show ID? Why make a big deal? Unless she's hiding something." Monica's anger finally broke through. "Because I don't owe you my dignity just to sit by the pool." All at once, people around the deck started to speak up. "Leave her alone. This is ridiculous." Phones came out. One woman held hers up, little red light blinking, just in case. Sharon turned, defensive. "You'll thank me when I keep this place safe." The word safe hit like a punch. Safe from what exactly? Monica took a careful step forward, voice warning but also pleading. "You're going to regret this. Please, don't make this worse." Sharon's hand twitched, and then, in a single, reckless burst, she sprayed. The hiss was sharp and ugly. Monica stumbled back, clutching her eyes, her towel falling, the screams of kids and parents, turning a quiet summer day into a scene out of a nightmare. Somebody yelled, "Are you out of your mind?" People rushed to help Monica, pouring water over her face, her own voice hoarse with pain. "My eyes, my God, my eyes." Sharon stood frozen, her confidence gone, suddenly realizing maybe she'd gone too far. But the crowd wasn't having it. She assaulted her. That's a crime. Sharon tried to protest. "I told her to leave. I was protecting the neighborhood." But no one was buying it anymore. A man stood up, voice loud and clear. "I've seen you harass people before, but this is assault." Someone call the police. Within minutes, sirens were wailing, cops were at the pool gate, and half the crowd was ready to testify. Monica just kept repeating, "I live here," as if saying it enough times would anchor her to the ground. Sharon kept muttering about rules and protection, but the spell was broken. Even the people who'd once defended her just stared at their feet. The officers asked for witnesses. Phones shot out. "We've got it all on camera." Sharon sputtered about trespassing, but every neighbor there was clear. Monica lived here, everyone knew. This was no misunderstanding. An officer, tired and angry, said it straight. "You pepper sprayed a neighbor over an HOA rule. That's assault." And for the first time, Sharon had no comeback. But the real twist came when the gate swung open and a tall man in fatigue strode in. Anthony Reed, Monica's husband, back from Fort Hood just a few days before. You've never seen a mood shift so fast. He locked eyes on Sharon, his voice steady as steel. "You attacked my wife in front of our neighbors. In our own community." The crowd went silent. Cops stepped between them, but nobody could miss the meaning. This wasn't just an HOA dispute now. Monica was loaded onto a stretcher, neighbors crowding around her, the world suddenly feeling a lot smaller and a whole lot angrier. Sharon was arrested right there, her duty, now a set of handcuffs. The videos hit the internet before Monica even made it to the ER. Overnight, the hashtags started trending. Hashtag poolside assault. Hashtag HO abuse. And people everywhere weighed in. News vans lined the street. Strangers brought flowers and casseroles. Others demanded Sharon's permanent removal from the neighborhood. The HOA meeting that followed felt more like a trial than a board gathering. Neighbors argued, some defending rules, most demanding Sharon be gone for good. Monica, still healing, stood up and told them, "If it was you walking through that gate, would she have treated you the same way?" There was no answer, just silence, and that silence spoke louder than words. Sharon's life unraveled. Charges pressed, news cameras at the courthouse, former allies too embarrassed to look her in the eye. The HOA rewrote their bylaws. New board members ran on platforms of accountability and respect. Even kids at the local school whispered, "That's the brave mom from the pool." Monica's daughter Simone asked, "Why did that lady think you didn't live here?" And Monica told her the truth. Sometimes people see what they want to see, but that doesn't make it right. Weeks passed. Sharon eventually moved out, the pressure too much to bear. Monica and Anthony walked their neighborhood again, not as victims, but as a quiet force for change. She went back to the pool, Simone skipping at her side, and this time, instead of suspicion, there were smiles. Real ones, the kind that say welcome. The victory wasn't just Sharon's arrest, or the headlines, or even the new policies. The victory was Monica reclaiming her place, her dignity, her sense of belonging, reminding everyone that respect isn't up for debate. So here's the real question. What would you have done if you'd been at that pool? Do you think justice was served, or did the whole neighborhood just trade one problem for another? Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about what fairness means, what community looks like, and who gets to decide who belongs. Because stories like this, they don't end at the pool gate. They start conversations that just might change everything.